What? They don't have to deal with me.
Yeah. Brownie face.
Where'd you make that?
Emmy,
I like it.
you have to deal with me at that point.
Thank you. Emmy, we'll have to join forces to fight this evil.
You got your work cut out for you. Oh gosh, darn it, anyway. Golly gee.
Yes, I do.
Got it.
You guys need your journals out too. Books and journals.
Is the books necessary?
They're both equally as important.
Oh, somebody was behind me. Like,
Students looking at just under 2 minutes. 2 minutes until 6th period. Less than 2 minutes till 6th period.
that's what happened.
I don't know why he just doesn't say on the intercom and count down from 4 to 0.
It's Wednesday.
4 minutes to 0. Come on.
Can I wear it? Just in the class. There's a camera. It's because I'm watching you right there.
Where's our office? You need your journals. It looks like Gage is all over them.
We're not counting down.
Thank you. Brendan's a little. We got it.
So I'm going to get it. Don't worry.
Looks like you were looking for this. That's something I can't wait.
Exactly 1 minute. 1 minute till 6th period starts.
That's what you get.
Does everybody have their books and their journals? Are your books over there?
Nope. They got lost in the wind.
Oh.
Hey, everybody, pay attention for a second. I just want to let you guys know there's a camera in the room, but it's not on. Okay? Positive. Just so everybody's clear, we just had that up there earlier. Yeah.
What's for?
We taped somebody earlier. So it's just on.
No, it's on
Just
there.
there.
There's a class there when you.
No, it's not on this class. But okay, what I would like you guys to do is open up your composition books to the journal section, and then put your eyes up here.
Do you guys have the grammar section?
What?
Do you have something with the grammar section?
I know we haven't done grammar in a while, and that makes you sad, Cameron, but today we are in the journal section.
I like it.
Okay, so what we're going to do is read these two statements. Technology will be the salvation of humankind, or technology will be the destruction of humankind. I want you guys to write down the statement you agree with and explain why you agree with it using 2 to 3 sentences, and be prepared to discuss your answer. But first, let's look at these words. Does anybody know what salvation means? Or could you take a guess, Nick?
It's like nurturing, maybe, or
Okay, maybe.
survival or something.
Survival, I like that. Safe, yeah, that would work too. So you could just think of it as technology. Technology will save humans, or technology will, what do you think destruction means, Eric? Destroy, yeah. And I want you guys to think about the list that we made on Monday of all of those different things that we think might happen with technology. And some of them were good, and some of them were bad. Remember some of the good things about it? How we talked about communication, people can talk to each other. We talked about transportation, people could get around a lot easier. But some of you guys were talking about some bad things that could happen with technology. A lot of you guys were talking about future movies that you guys have seen, movies set in the future, where there were robots doing everything, it was bad. We talked about kind of some weapons that could be made with technology that could be bad. So go ahead and just think. One would help, one would hurt. Write down what you think is correct or what you agree with, and then just tell me why. Does that make sense? about another 20 seconds to finish up your thought. Okay, so what do you guys think? Raise your hand if you picked the first one. It'll save us, it'll help us. Okay, good. About half of you picked the first one. And then what about the second one? It could destroy or hurt us. Okay? Did some of you pick both? Okay. What are some of the reasons how it could save us? Go ahead, Jacqueline.
If there's an emergency, you'll need to contact someone.
Okay, so if there's an emergency, you'll need to contact someone to help us. Good, I like that. Does somebody have anything different, Ashley?
Like they're trying to make like stuff that's so they can tell when hurricanes are going to come sooner.
So being able to predict a big thing like Hurricane Sandy just happened, being able to predict that could help people. I like that. It's a good thought. Nick?
I think it'll improve education, communication, and mobility.
Wow. He said he thinks that it will improve education, you said communication, and mobility. I like that a lot. Okay, anything else for why it would save us or help us? Okay, what about the flip side? Why would it destroy us? Cameron?
There will be a point in time when technology has reached its greatest peak and humans will be no longer needed to do everyday jobs.
Okay, so it might take away our jobs. We might become kind of useless. Isabel?
Like, we'll be more lazy, and like, America will be fat.
Okay, so people will be lazy. Good. Sean?
My explanation is a little bit advanced. I mean, not all technology will try to destroy us, but I think that some might destroy us because artificial intelligence, AI, that people make, well, they can become more smart than the average human, and then I think at one point they might start to try and think on their own, and then one day they'll start to think, why should I bother with them?
Okay.
Why should I bother with them?
So you think that it's kind of there's an element of danger in your response. It could be dangerous to create things that are smarter than humans, that humans can't understand. Emmy?
People can make really colorful weapons.
And that's definitely one that I kind of want you guys to keep in mind when we read our next story. Okay, good. Are there any last thoughts? Did anybody not get a chance to share what they were thinking? Go ahead, Nick.
I didn't put this down for negative because I think they've already said they think that I forget what countries has some illegal nuclear war site that was approved by the UN. And if you think that they can do that now, you'll be able to hide it better, and then it'll launch for 500.
Okay, yeah, so that's something that people definitely do worry about, though. Good. One that I kind of want to just throw out there to save. You guys are talking about kind of inventing stuff using technology. Well, what about if you didn't invent something, but what about if you guys, or if we use technology to find important cures for different diseases and medicines?
That's what I'm also saying.
Yeah, so that's something that would be used for this one. But I thought that we had good reasons for both. Okay, the next thing that I want you guys to do, take out your 4 squares from yesterday. Raise your hand if you didn't get one, or you need another copy. Okay, is it almost done? It's done? Okay, go ahead and grab it. Does everybody else have theirs? Okay. What I want to look at, everybody look at the second box where it says stem/word part. What is a word part? What does that mean? Could anybody take a guess? Clay?
Like a noun or verb.
Perfect. Yes. It's the part of speech. So it could be a noun, a verb, an adjective. You guys should jot that down at the top of your paper if you need a little reminder. But when you're looking up your words in a dictionary, if you look up the word, it'll normally be the next thing. So normally it'll say V for verb, N for noun. That's the word part, okay? Yeah, or ADG for adjective. And then the next part that I want you guys to look at is the stem. For today's purpose, we're going to call the stem the same thing as the root, okay? And we're going to talk about what root words are right now. So everybody, look up here really quick. It says, what are root words? Some words are made up of different parts. For example, unemployment. We're going to break down that word for you guys. So, unemployment has a beginning, also known as a prefix. Have you guys ever heard the term prefix before? Okay, some of you. A prefix is something added to a word, a root word or a stem, in this case, employ, and the prefix is un, so it comes before the root word. So prefix, think pre, think before. And then the suffix is after. So in this case, it's meant. So employ is the root word, un is the prefix, suffix is the meant. What you guys are going to be looking for is the stems or the root words, okay? Just a little bit more information. I'm up here. The root word is the basic word, and by adding prefixes and suffixes, we can change its meaning. If we take the root word employ and add other suffixes, we can make other words such as employed, employee, and employer. Both the spelling and the meanings of the words are linked. That just means that if you know the root word employ, when you add the suffixes, you can figure out what the new word means just from knowing the root word. So, do you guys know what employee means? What does that mean, to be an employee? Erin? Perfect, yeah. And then what about if you're the employer? What does that mean? Sean?
You employ people.
Yeah, you're the boss. Good. Okay. Whoops. I'm right here. Where words are linked like this, they are called a word family. So word family is all the words that are linked together. And then right here it says, root words are helpful for learning both the meaning and the spelling of a word. If you know what the root word means and how to spell it, then you'll know a lot of other words as well. And the last couple things, here are some examples of root words and their word families. First one, use, useless, usable, used, using, user, and misuse. These are all just the suffixes added at the end of the word to make it a new word. And then for misuse, it just has a different prefix. Does that make sense to everyone? Are there any questions at this point? Okay, so at this point, all you guys are going to be doing is telling me what the stem or the root word is too. So in this case, it would be used. And how you can find that is by looking it up in a dictionary. So what I would do, if I was you guys, I'd fill out my foursquare like I normally do. I'd say what it means, I'd write my little sentence, draw my little picture. And then I would go back and look up the stem at the end, okay? I'm going to give you guys the next 10 minutes to get these done. If you're already done, you guys can color it for extra credit. There's colored pencils over there, crayons over there. I don't really want this to be homework for anyone, so make sure to use this time wisely, okay?
What's the index at?
Right here.
Oh,
Yep. Oh, and also, if you guys need dictionaries, they're right next to Clay, Andrea, and Jacqueline. So you might have to ask them to hand you one. I'm going to give you guys a little hint too. When you're looking at the roots or the stems, a lot of times it'll say that they're a Latin or a Greek root, or that's their origin, that's where the word came from. That's fine too. Yeah, they all go. Have you ever heard of performace? Yeah. It's just another version of that. I'm going to show you if you want to go through and start off with 265, you can go through the story and find other vocab words. I'll show you where they are. It's at the bottom of the page. I'll give you extra credit for doing this with them, okay? This is separate. Pick one. I'm just giving her some extra credit opportunities.
Yeah, we can work together.
So are you?
Alright, the noise level needs to go down. Because if people aren't using this time, then we can just move on. Okay, so majestic or grand, so, you know, that movie was the floor. It's like another way to say that you liked it, or it was really good. Really good, so you did all that. You always have, it's always very hard. We're in 9-native dictionary, and then for example, for support, that would be the root word. And it'll say that in the dictionary.
Here. I'll let you know.
Then have a seat, please. Have a seat.
Do you love to read?
What were you doing? I think that is. You look that up and you see the stem is actually considered, and it's actually
Well, which one was the? I don't have it.
Trouble all the time.
Why do you keep picking stories that are messed up?
Alright, everybody go ahead and turn in your courseware if you are done with it. If not, go ahead and finish that up for tomorrow. Yes.
Is it performace? So turn it
How did you do that?
Into the 6th period trash.
Okay. I feel extremely smart.
Yep, you don't need your journals out right now.
We do or don't?
You don't. Go ahead and put your name on this piece of paper.
I'm a Korean.
Alright, let me have your attention for a second, please. Okay, go ahead and turn in your courseware if you are done with it. If not, I need you guys to turn that in tomorrow. Maybe you can work on it during enrichment or at home. Right now, we are looking at this piece of paper that I just handed out. It's a poem called There Will Come Soft Rains, written by Sarah Teasdale. So everybody go ahead and clear off your desks except for this poem and something to write with. Yep. Okay. So everybody go ahead and put your name on this poem. What we're going to do, we're going to read through this poem, and we're going to answer questions 2 through 4. Okay? So we're not going to worry about questions 1 or 5. But after we read the poem, I'm going to give you guys some time right now to answer questions 2 through 4, and then I'm going to collect this today. Okay? So follow along with us. The reason that we are reading this poem also is because we're about to read a story. We're going to start that later today, called There Will Come Soft Rains, and it's written by Ray Bradbury. And the reason he wrote this story is because he read this poem written by Sarah Teasdale and really liked it. And it kind of inspired him to write a story about the same themes, and the poem's actually in the story. That's how much he really liked it. So we're going to read it first, and then we're going to move on. Clay?
So he read one poem that's 12 lines, and he wrote a whole story.
He wrote a short story. He had other, I bet you might remember this from the video, but Ray Bradbury loved technology and thinking about the future. He loved science fiction. So this story kind of, it's the same genre. It thinks about the similar concepts. And so it's one of the things that inspired him, but he really did like it. Okay, so everybody go ahead and look at the top. Would anybody like to read? Oh, wow. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Kira, you wanted to? Okay, so what we're going to do, Clay, you read the first stanza, then Nick, then Cameron, then, who else wanted to? Eris? Yeah. Then Kira, and then Sean. You finish it up, okay? So we're going to go the first 2 lines, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Got it? Let's see if we can do it. All right, go ahead, Clay. Everybody else follow along.
There will come soft rains and smelling of the ground, the swallows circling with their shriveling sound.
And frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white.
Robins will wear their feathery fire, whistling with their wings on a wire fence wire.
And not one will know of the Lord, not one will care about when it done. Not one will mind neither bird nor tree as if mankind perished.
And spring itself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone.
We get a couple snaps. They did a really nice job right there. I like that. Okay, so we're looking at question number 2. What do you think is Teasdale's attitude towards humankind? Okay, so let's look back in the poem really quick and kind of figure out what was going on. In the beginning, the first 2 stanzas, she was saying a lot of really positive things about nature. She said, in swallows circling with their shimmering sound, swallows are a type of bird. And when you hear the word shimmering, you kind of think that it's a nice thing. It's pretty, glittery, whatever, shimmering. And then in frogs in the pool singing at night, sometimes when people are happy, they will sing. So that's kind of another positive image. In wild plum trees in tremulous white, white could be a symbol for peace sometimes. But then it kind of switches at line 5. It says, robins will wear their feathery fire. When you guys hear that, it's not the same mood, it's not the same tone as before, because before she was talking about a shimmering sound and singing frogs, things like that. And all of a sudden she's saying, robins will wear their feathery fire. What kind of mood is that? How does that change? It's a little bit dark. Good. And on line 7 it says, and not one will know of the war, not one will care at last when it's done. Who's she talking about? Who's the not one that will know? It says, she keeps saying, and not one. Is she talking about a human?
Nope, they're dead.
She's not talking about humans. Who's she talking about? Good, yeah, she's actually talking about nature. She's talking about birds. She's talking about the trees that she was talking about in the beginning of the poem. That's what she means. And not one will know of the war. Not one will care at last when it is done. She says, not one would mind, neither bird nor tree. So then she kind of explains a little bit. If mankind perished utterly. So what she's saying, who isn't going to care if mankind fights a war and destroys itself? Yeah, the birds and the trees. She's saying that even if mankind, or us humans, if we get enough technology and enough knowledge to build weapons that are going to destroy us, nature's going to keep on existing. It's going to continue to flourish. The end in spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone. They're saying it wouldn't really matter to nature, because nature is more powerful. So that even if we had the knowledge and the technology to destroy ourselves, they would just keep existing. So let's go back to question number 2. What do you think is Teasdale's attitude towards humankind? Go ahead and make a guess. What do you think what is she trying to say there about humans? You can think a little bit about our bell ringers today, about if technology could destroy us, and how she's saying that, nature would keep existing